Hi mga ka-youth! Ako si Kimberly from Pulseras by Kim. So basically, Pulseras by Kim is a small business that I have started when I was in college. So I actually just started it as a parang stress reliever from my thesis days, and then it eventually turned into something like bigger because I started posting stuff online, and then from there we actually now have a shop and a fine jewelry line. So parang natural progression lang siya from when I started it as a hobby, and then eventually parang pwede pala to, so I started making it more of a business than parang talagang passion project lang, and then it snowballed from there. Maybe the main influence that influenced me into starting this business was a lot about my mom, kasi we used to go to a lot of parang mga bazaars and fairs, which actually are the ones that I go to now and sell at now. So a big influence is kasi my mom used to give us a lot of parang mga trinkets or jewelry when we like turned 18 or our birthday or whatever na parang special occasion. So it marked a like huge milestone in our life with parang jewelry. So from there, I fell in love with jewelry and wanted to get more into it kahit na it wasn't what I studied initially na parang course. I worked in an architecture firm din naman. So parang after graduating, I took the parang internship to get a license, and then tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman. Pero when actually my mom passed away, so she passed away in 2015, parang I guess I sort of reevaluated my life na parang if this is what I really wanted to do, parang nakaka-stress din naman siya, and parang things na I wanted to pursue this in ang iksi lang ng buhay, parang in a blink of an eye, everything can change. So parang a lot of that also contributed to my decision na parang mas gusto ko na ito gawin than the other one, even if I am interested in both things. The experience was very hands-on. So if ikaw lang talaga mag-isa, ikaw lang talaga mag-isa. So I spent like a lot preparing for the bazaar. Syempre, you have to prepare the items. And because a lot of it was handmade, ako rin yung hands na gumawa nung items. So preparing for it was a lot of sleepless nights. Gagawin mo talaga one by one. And then packing everything. So parang lahat ng buhat, lahat ng parang driving to the place. Very hands-on talaga. I asked a lot of help from my boyfriend and my mom and my sister. So they were actually my first employees. Sila yung parang nandun. Tapos yung bayad parang lang, lunch lang. So yun lang yung ma-offer ko sa kanila. When you start out, you have to take note na you don't earn a lot. As in, you have to be prepared na hindi talaga siya parang, wow, sobrang yaman ko na from this one bazaar. No, so it takes a lot of time and research din na parang, what went wrong? Parang, why did this perform worse than the other one? Or kunyari, what did we do here na parang we can apply to this one to make it a bit better? Or is it the place? Is it the crowd? Is it the items? So parang a lot of trial and error, a lot of honestly lugi na mga bazaar kasi it just didn't work out, and a lot of sleepless nights to make sure na parang okay yung event to a point na parang people want to go there and see it. For me, basically the hardest part is continuously having sales. Like obviously for a business to be a business, you have to earn money, and then diba, as in parang how can it continue on being a business if you don't get sales and then make new things and then sales? So parang you have to continue the cycle of getting it. So maybe yung pinaka hardest part na naisip ko, and parang I remember now na I was computing pa, was parang how much sales do I need to get to do this full time? Kasi syempre, when I was working in an architecture firm, I was earning minimum wage. Kasi parang it wasn't a lot. So easier din naman for me to parang, okay, I wasn't earning a lot din naman here, so move na lang ako to another thing. Pero syempre, you have to think about then if viable ba tong business na to, and if people are interested, and if you can still carry on with doing this in a longer term. I guess yung biggest difference would be, again, kasi social media seller talaga ako. Like online talaga naman yung bread and butter. Like bazaars and like physical things are parang add-ons lang. Pero yung everyday thing is mostly online talaga. So maybe the biggest talaga is how we consume media. Like, yun na talaga yung biggest difference that I can see from then till now is parang a lot of information that we get right now is through videos and mga short-form content rather than dati na parang people used to parang read blogs, parang longer na parang binabasa nila talaga and stuff. So we also want to grow with our customers kasi of course you start with parang mga accessories when you're younger, and then eventually we've seen na parang our customer base is also growing with us. As in, syempre, we're growing older. So you want parang more solid fine jewelry, and a lot of our customers are also getting engaged. So parang from there we also grow with them, and yun yung another biggest thing na nakita ko is like growing with your customers. So now that we've started a fine jewelry line, a lot of our previous clients from Pulseras are going to their na Love Susie kasi yung name niya, it's actually named after my mom. So parang to Love Susie na parang they're growing up with us and progressing din in life na parang gusto ko na yung parang fine jewelry rather than pang accessorize lang. Millennial ako, so hindi ako yung Gen Z. Like obviously, it was harder at the start na parang, what is this TikToks? As in, parang, what are these things? Di ko understand pa immediately. Parang gano'n. Obviously, when I started back sa Instagram, back when, like a few years ago, mas like natural siya. Kasi, my friends are using it, parang normal lang. Parang, okay, yeah, you post it. Parang I get it kagad. So, being a millennial now, na parang obviously, di na ako as savvy as parang Gen Zers, it also took a lot of courage and willpower to parang, okay, let me just try it. And also, meron kasi kaming intern sa shop, si Nicole, na she's a Gen Z. So, she also helped me a lot na parang, ganito yung mga uso. Parang gano'n. As in, parang you also, I guess, need to talk to people na into it to get to understand more about it. Kasi nga, if not, parang, ano nga ba siya? Like, di ko ma-understand. Like, medyo, ang cringy naman if I do it. Parang gano'n. So, I guess, a lot of it is overcoming your cringe na parang, okay, like, I get it, na parang ganito lang pala. And maybe setting a limit for yourself. Like, kunyari ako, I cannot dance. So, parang yung mga dance trends, yun na yung line. Parang okay na ako sa parang acting. Pero if yung dance trends, parang, okay, hindi ko na kaya yun. Masyado nang, So, yun na nga, parang if you're a bit older or yun na nga, you're a bit shy about expressing yourself, I think a lot of it is also setting boundaries for yourself. Like, kunyari, nahiya rin ako yung mga audios na may curse words. Parang, hindi ko kaya. Like, for me, as in, personally talaga, na parang, never mind, I won't use it. Parang gano'n. As in, so, I think a lot of it is about setting boundaries. And then, if dun sa sales question naman, yes, a lot of the sales recently have been commenting din about they watch the videos, they watch the reels, they watch the tapos they got influenced to buy because of it. So parang, I don't, like obviously, marketing tool siya. But I also don't want to parang pilit na, bumili ka kasi parang because of the video. So I'm really hoping then na they see the value behind the video na because they saw it in a nice light na parang, parang nakakatuwa naman, or parang, ang nice naman ng items that they want, they're more persuaded to make a purchase. The biggest advice that I can give to anybody who is wanting to start a business for themselves is just to try today. As in, today, if you have an idea, maybe just try it out. As in, bigyan mo ng samples yung friends mo, yung family mo, just try and post and see the feedback and then work from there. Don't be too much of a perfectionist then. Just try it and then modify ka lang ng modify. You don't even need to start with a super amazing thing right away. And you don't really need na parang sobrang big influencers or big brand ka na to be able to do something. You'll find your community somehow dun sa niche that you are trying to get into. Maybe yung pinaka thing that I can recommend to people who are also wanting to start something is, of course, makisali ka dun sa trends of social media. Like at that time when I was starting out, ang uso pa was like yung mga share for share, yung parang gano'n. So you share para lang, you share ka rin nila. So parang to get more people to see your page. Pero right now, I think it's more of short form video content. So a lot of it is like yung mga TikToks or Reels or videos that show your product or your personality so that people will get attached to your brand. So parang yun lang. Parang a lot of it is like that. Pulseras by Kim, we have a website. So it's www.pulserasbykim.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Pulseras by Kim. And then we are located at our small shop at 995 EDSA, Quezon City.